What is going on, everybody? I am Rawstarr, and I am joined, of course, with CW, and you're listening to the Burbank. Oh, wow, that is so wrong. The Misfit.
Hey, you all right?
Error, yeah. First time I messed it up in all the episodes.
Anyway,
we have a fantastic, wonderful, brilliant, amazing guest for today. Her name is Bobbi Dean, and I've known her for about, I want to say, like, almost a decade now, and she's just an amazing person. So I always like to see everything she's got going on. So, how you doing, Bobbi?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate the invitation.
Of course, I always say we have to have Bobbi on and tell the world a little snippet about yourself.
Yes, tell us.
So I'm a LA native. I started off modeling. That's actually kind of how I met Rawstarr. We worked on a YouTube program together where I taught everybody English to Spanish, and I also did a little bit of sex education. I am currently working on writing a few things and starting my own podcast. So this is nice to be here with you guys today.
I do want to say something about that YouTube show, though, because I've told CW about this before, but when we were actually doing interviews and like to meet all the hosts that we had potential to interview, whatever, and I think you were probably like in the first of the 20 that we interviewed, and I was like, I leaned over and said, "Hey, we have to put her on to something, you know." So I'm like, we had to put her on to something. I don't know what, but we're going to create something for her if we don't have a show for her right now. So that was, and this is just me looking at you, like sitting there waiting to get an interview, and I'm like, I don't know if we're going to put her on yet, but
wow,
lock the door.
Wow.
Someone just opened the door to the building we're at, and it just distracted us for a second.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so we were so pleased to have you come on because you, like the way that Bobbi just like just is connected with the crowd just made her like the second most watched person. So we loved her for that. She was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So the podcast that you're doing, what is this going to be about? Like, what's your focus?
What's it about?
So my podcast is basically, it's about everything. It definitely does focus on my life. The podcast is called Bobbi's World. So it's a lot of different things that I'm going through. I'm very opinionated. So just my opinion, my friends' intake, whoever my guests are at the moment on like current events as well. Okay. But I would like to think of myself as the little big sister to the internet and to the men out there. So I'm also going to continue to give some advice from a woman's perspective and help the men who need it out there.
Well, can I ask, like, I know you do, because you do your own YouTube channel now. Mm-hmm. Y'all should check it out because she has a lot of videos on there. Is it going to be like more of a extension of that, but just in more of
what
is
audio? That like?
In
the YouTube channel.
In a sense, it's kind of like that, how he was saying, because a lot of my videos do tend to be vlogs, so people get to kind of like follow my day-to-day when I do film. But yeah, in a sense, it is going to be like that. If anything, probably a little bit more personal. I mean, when I did start my vlogs, I was in a relationship. Now I'm not. So even that, a lot of people always constantly ask about my dating life, and I tend to be very private. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? I might be able to help somebody out there that might be going through the same thing, because dating's really hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Especially in LA. So.
Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, I seen a few of your videos before, so why you give me that look?
I'm just looking.
and I know that I hate the way he's looking at me. It's like, so.
Oh, sorry.
It's like I've never seen these videos.
Go ahead and
I've never seen these videos before.
Master Rawstarr. I won't look you in the eye. I'll just look down.
Exactly. You don't look at me that way.
Right.
I'll smack you.
All right.
No, but so what do you have a name for this? Like you said, it's Bobbi's World, right?
Yeah, that's the name of my podcast.
How far? Like, when do you plan on launching and all this stuff? And
well, as soon as all of these websites approve my podcast, as soon as they approve it, they'll be available to everyone everywhere.
What Do you need only approval? What are you going through?
Well, my podcast is going to be on basically anywhere where live music can be streamed. So it's a whole procedure. Like they have to make sure that there isn't any like I don't know the correct terms for it, but basically that I'm not like playing any music that's not mine, any copyright issues, things like that. Also like the nature of my podcast, because there is a lot of adult vocabulary. I mean, I do give advice and things like that, and I'm like I said, I'm pretty vocal, so I cuss a lot. I have to go through all of that. So
I don't curse, but like our guests curse a lot. And he curses.
What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about your cussing.
Am I? Do I curse?
Yeah, you curse a lot.
I guess I do. You don't really curse anymore. You count your curse words.
Yeah, I count my cuss words per year, like so I can get them down.
It's weird.
I'm at 20 for 2019.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine are like 20 a day.
No, it's just like a mindful thing. But no, because I know for ours we put explicit and we have no issue. And about, cursing and everything, because we have adult topics.
I mean, yes. Yeah. We do, I guess we do. We do talk to a lot of
we have a
about adult topics.
Plethora of guests, but, from, models.
Say you word, everyone.
Huh?
No, nothing, go ahead.
We've had models, we've had comedians, we've had adult stars, we've had people of, Anyway.
Okay.
Right.
So let's get into the topic today.
Okay, that was your job.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
this the whole thing was today. We actually forgot to do the key thing of asking Bobbi, like her main talking points.
Boom, let's do it now. So what do you want to talk about? You put somebody on the spot. They're like, what you watching on TV?
Let's see. I'm trying to think what I'm watching a lot of reality TV. I feel like I work so much. Sometimes I'm just trying to rot my brain. Sometimes you just want to relax and watch something that isn't necessarily like the best for you. I see
reality TV shows are on today anymore.
No, they're still on there. No, they're still on there.
I mean they are.
Like for instance, what is it? The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. Mm-hmm. Not that I watch those, but that's one of like the longest running reality shows like so far, because it's just had so many seasons. But there's other stuff out there.
I mean, I've met one of the Bachelors before.
Really?
Sean something.
So what do you think about the concept of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette?
I mean, it is what it is. Like I literally said earlier, I mean, dating is hard, so I don't knock it. I don't think that I could put myself in that predicament. I mean, like I said, dating is hard. I could barely handle it right now in real life, let alone to be on a show with that many contestants. Like it's a thing, I mean, shout out to the people that put themselves out there like that for your family, for your friends, coworkers, everybody to see you like that. Yeah. That's intense.
But like the thing is, like somewhat like from working on the opposite side of it, when I did the other reality shows that I worked on,
like The Mole.
I did The Mole, Kitchen Nightmares, Flavor of Love 3, Real Chance of Love.
I used to love the Flavor of Love and
he just completely forgot I did Real Chance of Love.
And that's right.
Real Chance of Love. Yo, I used to love them.
Rest in peace,
right? R.I.P.
Yeah. So, but like just knowing like how much stuff that they are coerced to say, and how much stuff that is said behind the scenes to people to make them want to fight, and to know like how close they are like afterwards, But
what's crazy? I kind of feel like to some degree that is real life though. As I was saying, even the whole dating process or whatever, I'm sure everybody that dates, just like myself, you go back, you tell your friends, relatives, whatever, and then depending on whatever the situation is or who they might like for you, they're going to kind of push certain things. So I feel like, in a sense, the reality show's kind of the same. It's just worse because then you got all these cameras and you know what I mean? Like everybody in your face, but...
Yeah, but it's also the fact that like...
I never had like 6 different women be like, I love him. I just love him so much. Maybe 2. Me too. But not like 6.
They're getting back to your college days.
I'm like, you don't even know him. I just feel like I need to be with him because we had an hour. Everyone got an hour, and our hour was special.
But I'm sure if you were on the show, they're gonna, you know what I mean? They're gonna dress you a certain way. They're gonna give you the money to take you and these women to these different places because
that's true. It's gonna make it a magical night.
Just how he's known some people that were on the show. I've known people on the show, and I don't know about, you know what I mean? Not to knock anybody's hustle or whatever, but if we want to really keep it real, I feel like if those people weren't in those predicaments, they couldn't offer that lifestyle. They wouldn't get that opportunity because. Hence, they're on a show to make money and to get the bonus of finding love. So, trust me, we could jazz you up and get you all these women too. So,
like he's hooking around 2 of the girls that's been on these shows that
they were contestants or they were like the main one looking for love.
Contestants.
Okay.
Like one of which was just there to build her modeling brand.
See.
And the other one, she was actually married when she was on the show.
Oh, and I've heard of that too. That does happen.
Because I think you like he's met Rabbit, who was on Real Chance of Love, and Stilts, who was on that show also.
Isn't there somebody else we met?
Because Stills worked with Urban X Awards, and Rabbit that's a whole different story.
Keep the past in the past.
Sorry. Inside joke.
West.
Inside joke.
That's horrible. All right. So, nobody gets that one. We're not going to tell. Reality shows are interesting. It's like, you really... I guess it's kind of rot your brain, but it's such a heightened, like, it's so heightened that it's like, wow, this is like a train wreck. It's like it's really like when you come home from work and you see a car wreck and you're like, I'm going to slow down. My life is all right. This ain't me.
Right.
I mean, I think, like, I've turned really sour on them because of what happened that led me.
What happened?
The fact that I was about to work on another one of the reality shows, and then the dude killed his girlfriend that was on I Love Money 3.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Right when that
he won it.
Yeah, he actually won.
Yeah, the guy that won killed his wife.
Yeah, and he was on Megan Wants a Millionaire. Oh, wow. And right when I was going on, I actually met Megan right afterwards, and we were all in a VIP area with people from Jersey Shore, and basically I'm in VIP with her. Like, we have a full section, so I'm in VIP with my group and she's with her group, and they were just like, her little shabby little 3 couple whatever was being like snobby toward mine. I'm like, we're in the same group. I'm just not famous. Like, I'm BTS, so it kind of threw me off. But like, that's when all the money from that stopped.
Behind the scenes. Not the Korean pop group.
I'm sorry, behind the scenes work, and no one really sees what I do because I like to keep my face hidden. Is that better for you, sir?
No, I mean, you say you're BTS. I didn't want people to get confused. You know, they're pretty hot right now.
After that, that's when like the complete money for, me doing casting for that and doing behind the scenes stuff for that stopped, which led me to doing the YouTube shows. So. But like, basically, that's what made me stop watching almost all reality shows after that. Because I can't really think of any reality show that I watch now because of that.
The last one I watched, which it's the greatest one ever, Jailbirds. Jailbirds on Netflix. You got to watch it. It's about women in the Sacramento County Jail, and it follows their incarceration, and some of them their liberation, and some of them find love.
You said in Sacramento?
Oh wow!
Yep, in Sacramento. People are crazy in Sacramento, man.
Is that the one where they talk through the toilets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, how do they? No. Let's go back. How do they talk through the toilets?
Okay, so it's one tall building, like most county jails.
Okay.
And it's so they're all stacked. So when they speak through the bowl and it's clear, people can hear. So they talk to the toilets, and they listen.
How do they know who they're talking to? They're just making conversation, like.
And then they catch the person's
no,
voice on the bowl.
they say,
and then sometimes
they
they
say
People become friends. Like, is that?
They become
thing, or-
friends and lovers. The season ends on a cliffhanger. I'll just let you know.
like I seen a preview for it. I forget on who page it was. It wasn't yours.
Oh,
That's
great.
That's the only reason I know about
It's
it.
great.
Because they mentioned like it's a picture of like a video of this man saying, "What BITCH is am I talking to?" And she's like, "Hey, I'm on the 3rd floor. I'm yada yada."
Yep.
It's like, what are you
That's
in
exactly
for?
doing.
I'm in for this, and it's like, really?
There's a love, what I call a love pentagram. I don't know. It's like there's parts where it's like, yeah, I'm down for a domestic, and my dude, he jumped on me, and it's like his name is, and they're like, who is that? And he's like, it's A1. And then they talk to this dude, and it's A1, and then you're talking to this other girl that got in trouble for this triple murder, and she's like, yeah, I just started talking to this guy. He's real sweet. He said we're gonna be together and stuff, but he got a domestic with this girl, and his name is A1. He's talking about 4 girls in the same prison at the same time, and one of them is locked up. The one he stabbed.
How? How do they all know?
Sacramento.
See, I didn't know it went to.
It's
it was
crazy.
Like when I saw it,
As you watch it, you're like, wait,
it was a
is this
news
the same
article.
dude?
It was a-
and it's like,
Is that real? Like, how real can it be?
Yeah,
So,
it was,
I
it was
thought
a
it was
news
fake.
article when it was like on the actual physical news. The video I saw, so it was a real news video, whatever. So it wasn't for the show. That's why I just said, like, is it that same one?
That's crazy.
my girlfriend used to live in Sacramento, and she says yes.
That's really how
That's
it is.
what the people
No,
are
stop
like.
it.
Yeah, the real. Woo,
I've
real
only
rough.
met like 2 people from Sacramento. One of them moved out here to like pursue like, the industry stuff. And the other person is an artist and he's happy living out there. So I'm kind of like, sir, now I'm judging a little. Like, is that how it really is out there? That's wild.
They say there's something in the water. That's what the
no,
woman said.
Sacramento, we got to do better.
Yes.
I don't know people that moved to Sacramento. I don't think I know anybody that was from Sacramento.
It's not.
You-
I went,
yeah, I'm like, I don't think
and
you
I was
wanna.
like, I'm good.
I was going to one time, like a little road trip, just to kind of see what's up. But no.
I kind of wanted to go up there just to
Like a little road trip.
say, I've been to
But for what?
Because it's the capital of California.
I mean, yeah. Yes, that's true.
You
but
know?
like, it's
Why not?
When you get there, you're
Get a
like,
little cultured.
But for what? There's not. No.
Don't they have like one of the biggest malls or something?
You know what it reminds me of? This may not be a reference. It reminds me weirdly of Fort Wayne.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Like
Fort Wayne is our home city, so it's like it's nothingness there, like nothing.
But I feel like anybody could feel like that about their hometown or whatever. Like, for instance, like, I grew up in South Central. You don't know how irritating it is for everybody that comes to visit California to be like, ew, South Central. And it's like, if you're from South Central, there's nothing good. Like, you get me? Like, it's hood as fuck, and it is what it is. It's a lot of trouble. It is what it is. Like, the shit you see in movies, that's real. I grew up with that. You don't want to be in South Central.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's why I'm like, I could easily say that. But I'm sure somebody else will be like, yay, South Central.
I want to share
low-rise jeans,
real quick,
tank tops, and braids.
Okay.
But you're Caucasian. That's what Sacramento is like.
Do you
You're
realize
a
we're in
Caucasian
2019?
woman.
You
Yes.
literally described a lot of Caucasian women currently.
Excuse me. All right.
So
let me clear that up. And they look bad. You're not getting them done by a good person. You're just the stringy, the bad,
says
and you have
stringy.
meth face.
No.
There you go. That's Sacramento. Well, at least from my seeing the Sacramento County Jail. And visiting
From the
Sacramento.
show where they're going to exaggerate it. Everything's exaggerated.
Those are kind of the troublesome people.
Yeah, exactly. It's not shining a light on the best people.
The best people of
I
Sacramento.
just thought about something though when you were talking.
Are the
about where
best
you're
people
from.
in Sacramento?
I don't know. I've never been there.
They're here.
Because, like, the people I know from Sacramento are, like, my friends who sing.
Friends?
Friends. I have friends.
From Sacramento?
I have friends.
I'm mad.
friends.
I'm joking. I don't really know anything about Sacramento, but I love messing with that.
They're a band, whatever, and like one of our guests lives in Sacramento.
One of our guests lives in Sacramento.
One of our guests we've had on the show was from Sacramento.
Can we erase that?
Huh?
Can we erase that?
No. It was Elsie. She was from Sacramento.
Of course.
Oh, that's
I'm
just
joking. I gotta
oh.
stop talking about Sacramento because somebody will be like,
I don't know this girl.
I'll be like,
let it be known, I do not know this girl.
No. I heard you talking about Sacramento on your podcast. I'm like, you listen to my podcast?
See, and this is the reason I got kicked off the radio before.
Oh, yeah, one time. That was 2 times. But whatever. But no.
I just thought about something.
It is a nice little road trip, though. It's nice. It's actually like the sights and stuff, and seeing like some of the farms.
Well, I just think
you realize, like, especially if you don't go travel outside of like Southern California, you really notice like, oh, yeah, there's great stuff here.
I think
there's great stuff. There's farms and shit.
Like that mid California is just so boring to me.
I mean, talking to people from there, they say it's not like the craziest things to do, but it's pretty.
I mean, like,
it's pretty. It's got nice scenery.
I've been to San Jose a lot, so that's the furthest I've been up north. So from LA, so I don't know what's north of San Jose, California. So that's just my vision. So I didn't like this is all go back to me casting stuff. I was casting a thing for e-cigarettes. And we had to cast girls up there, and I went on a tangent because I was so upset.
Oh, no.
Because, okay, and this is going to sound very sexist.
Oh, wait, is this the one where you're saying everybody?
This is going to sound very sexist, and I'm sorry because I'm not that attractive. But we interviewed probably about like 100 girls that day.
And, that's mean.
And none of them were cute. Like, none of them.
I don't know, because sometimes you men have, like, different opinions.
We unreal standards sometimes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Were there any women casting with you guys?
There were some women that were pretty.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can't tell me you didn't find, like, 1 or 2 or 3. Get me, like, nah.
Nah, see, they were thinking 10s. They wanted 10s or betters. And there was some 8s. And they were like, nah.
With a little bit of glam squad.
Yeah, like, no.
You know what I mean? A little cleanup. I'm sure there was.
No, they wanted to pull in the whole package. They don't want to do any extra
They were being lazy. I feel you. Yes, it's okay. It happens sometimes.
It was like some girls came in, like, with bedhead. Or it was really bad. Like,
and I can understand the frustration with that. Because I expect professionalism every time. And I get you.
And that's probably it. Because, like, it was like some of them just thought it was, just a run-of-the-mill stuff, and they didn't come in professional.
And I get it, but like I was saying, at the end of the day, you guys also have to see it from the perspective of, we can clean this person up. You don't know how many times even me, I've been booked for something, and, you got to come to set with a fresh, clean face. I'm not going to look the same way how I do in my pictures with my makeup as opposed to me rolling out of bed with a fresh face, And I've literally had people even make little comments, and then once, the day goes by, people were honest. They'll be like, well, damn, I'm going to keep it real with you. I was a little iffy about you there, Bobby. And then once you got glammed up, we're like, oh, shit, there's the bitch we hired.
Damn, you came in here looking like a person. You first came in here, and I was like, wait, no, I didn't hire a person.
I can see if you come if you have been cast or picked whatever, and then you come out whatever. But if you're going to the audition, and we have and you're not leaving us like this. Some people leave like at least like a headshot whatever for the type that we were doing because it was a big thing. It wasn't
okay.
Some random, and
nobody left a headshot.
Only 3.
Okay, that wasn't a good thing.
That part,
but also you're in an area
where it's not normal
doing any of that stuff. They're like stepping out and just hearing.
Well, it was the first one. It was the first one I did in NoCal.
So they don't even know how to do their makeup.
It was the first one I did in NoCal. I haven't did one up there since, but that was the one I did in NoCal, and I was Because I felt that I wasted my time because we didn't get a chance to pick anybody.
Well, I don't know, because
And
I mean...
And then we ended up just picking people from L.A.
And and that's what I was going to say, because even out here sometimes, actually, no, a lot of times, I'll go to castings and I'll even see that people don't put their best foot forward. And that's that we're out here, the mecca of auditions and castings and everything, you know? So I get where he's coming from and what he's saying, that it's like you guys went to, unfortunately, a small town. You can't expect, like...
San Jose is the fourth.
You know?
Nah, but like when you think about what you're going for, it's a small town. But somebody doesn't usually do it.
It would have made more sense to even do your casting out here. So y'all messed up.
Well,
That's not like casting
just
fucked
get
up.
somebody they want.
Not
get
the poor
that know how to do
people.
it.
I was getting paid by the e-cigarette company.
That's even like go cast in
Why'd they choose
Miami
San
or
Jose?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why
Why'd
of
they
all
choose
places?
San Jose?
Because it was also an MMA event that they were partnering with that happens in San Jose 3 times a year.
Yeah, that
And,
just all sounds horrible.
It was all a part of a big.
So you got a bunch of like fighters' girlfriends.
Oh no! This is they're part of the money that goes.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying who would know about the event besides like fighters?
No.
People's...
They are one of the sponsors of the event.
No, I got that.
There.
I'm just saying
it wasn't none of the fighters' girls. It was just the casting that went out. So I don't know where all they put, because this is one of the few that I didn't do the marketing for it on various places. I just had to sit there and judge people, whatever. And I always say that I hate using that word, but I had to sit there and actually.
He hates using the word, but he loves doing it.
I mean, I like doing it because I don't. Because the thing is, I don't try to make people feel bad, like talking to them directly. And because some people say,
you don't be like, hey, you ugly. Next.
No,
that's
you
what some
can't
people
do
do.
that.
Hey, your knees look crooked.
And I don't try to have sex with them, which some people do.
He just really put that out there. I don't try to have sex with the models.
I don't.
Just so we're clear.
I hate that.
So we're clear.
Because the very, very first casting I did for the Playboy Mansion, somebody who was one of the photographers was trying, and he had a little pool, was trying to do that with some of the girls that came out. And it bothered me so much.
I mean, it's creepy. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
I mean, they're here to work. They're not here to have you Google on them and try to stick your dog inside of them.
You said Google on them?
Google, like googly eyes.
I know what you meant, but
yeah.
It's just out there. Just imagine him at the front of his computer, like, let me see what your name is.
No, I mean he was the photographer.
No, I got you.
So he was being a little extra with because it was since some of them didn't bring headshots, of course, it was a Playboy Playboy event, and so we had a little thing that they took pictures, whatever, and just so we can have it, so we can go through it, whatever, and then if we do pick them, we already got a shot we can use that we own, that we don't have to go through
I'll take that
go through their photographer, get permission, pay them, and all that other hoopla stuff, which was no issue.
Okay.
But he just took it a little.
Oh yeah, we like that. So
okay, and I wanted
let's
to make
change
a
some
statement.
gears.
I wanted to, hold up before we change gears.
Okay,
it was
damn,
something,
shit.
It was something that she said earlier about being from South Central and how it really is like that down there. And I remember I had to meet you one time.
That was in South Central, though. Let's be clear. Let's be clear on that part. That was Inglewood. That was Inglewood. Let's not get it twisted.
She said you're one of these people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because everybody comes to California and they're like, oh, it's all South Central. No, there's different sections. And
in Inglewood.
Inglewood.
And I found
the entirety of Los Angeles County is confusing.
I found it funny how mad, she was more mad than I was about what
occurred. Because it was not okay. I mean, I'm not obviously proud of having lived in that neighborhood, but unfortunately, like any struggling person that's, on the come up, you got to live in certain neighborhoods sometimes. And it wasn't one of my favorite areas to live in. And he came to visit me and someone was really trying to press him and trying to gangbang. And I'm 5'2", and I'm a little tiny thing, but no one's going to do, I'm from the hood. You're not going to press anybody that I fuck with. That's not happening. So
I think I was wearing like a model. Like
I know what the hell you were wearing, sir. You were wearing a little branded T-shirt. You were wearing some cargo shorts, and you were wearing all of like your little wristband thingies. Because even that was upsetting to me that the little boy like pressed him and me, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, look at what the man is wearing. Like, look at me. Like, we are not the ones to press. Like it was just really inappropriate. But I mean, that's the hood. The hood is fucking ignorant. So that's why I'm like, nah, I'm not with it. I'm not. I can't.
You can't go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw that out there. Really.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
It's
because
different from ours.
Yeah, our hood is.
People know. It's so small enough where people like. I don't like specific people. That's the good thing. So there's nobody like, hey, where you from or anything like that.
But that's the thing. Like out here, like people will legit lose their lives, and it's not even like I'm trying to pretend hard. Like, no, this is what people fucking do. Like, you know what's crazy about that area where that happened, which I'm not even going to put it out there like that because, no offense to the people who do have to still live in that area. But recently, within a couple months ago, an elderly woman was shot in the face in that same neighborhood. And even that made me feel like, and that's why I don't like the hood. I, as a woman, once again, in that same neighborhood, I had to go do something out in that neighborhood, and someone pressed me, flat out told the person that I was with I was too pretty to get shot. This shit really happens. Like, that shit's not a joke. Like, these things happen in California, in the hood. Like,
thank you.
So, no, but I mean, it's to bring light to it because people really do think that it's a game, or even like, for instance, current topics with what happened with Nipsey Hussle. Like, people really think like, oh my God, like, what a coinkydink, this man. No, this is regular schmegular stuff that happens.
That sounds like some stuff that happens in the hood.
But that's the thing. A lot of people really don't realize how often these things happen. So it's like, it's unfortunate that it happened to a celebrity, but God forbid that would have happened to a regular Joe Schmo. Would we have brought this much awareness to the situation? No. So even that's upsetting for somebody like myself. Like, that's the area where I grew up in. You know how many times I've seen that? A lot of times. And no one comes in and says, let's save the neighborhood. But a celebrity passes, and now we want to do good because we saw him starting something. Great. Well, everybody needs to wake the fuck up. Let's go clean up the hood. Let's get rid of everybody that's up to bad shit. Like, let's make it a better place for everybody if we really want to get into it.
That's true. Instead of paying lip service when someone we like dies.
I feel like people don't care unless it happened to someone that they love.
And that's sad.
But every person it happens to is somebody that somebody loves.
And that's what I was going to, like, what about our brothers? What about our sisters? What about our neighbors?
I know, I'm just saying.
I mean, globally. And, like, if it doesn't happen, if it happens to someone, like the carers that just happen to get shot today, whatever, it's like, oh, another black person dead, whatever.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay.
It's so sad.
So,
wow. So, you say you're working on a couple of film projects and short films and stuff. Would you like to speak on those a little bit? Maybe some subject matter. Maybe you don't have to reveal a whole bunch of things.
Right? Okay. I don't want to reveal the whole thing. Well, especially my
genius.
Right. Exactly. Thank you. But one of my big projects that I'm really, really excited for, I feel like I think everybody says this, but I'm serious. It's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be a completely different concept than what we're used to. So that's all I'm gonna say on that one. On the other one, on the other one that I'm working on, it's gonna be the. I'm just gonna touch lightly on it. It's the classic case of frenemies, but I think like in present day and time, like how that plays out, and there's gonna be a little twist to it. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. A twist to it.
Yeah.
Are we thinking? Usually, I feel like people think when women, it's frenemies, it's two women. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be a mixed gender thing?
No, it's we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it classic. We're going to keep it with women. That's not where the plot
I do like the things. Is it funny?
No.
It's it's
gonna get dark.
The frenemy thing and not being funny. Now that's different.
Yeah.
That's different. Usually you get the frenemy thing and you're like, this is a fun romp.
Yeah.
They're frenemies, and then at the end, they're really friends.
Right.
But I would be interested to see, like, oh, it's not they're frenemies, and we don't know where it's going to go.
Thank you. And I would like to point out, which it's a little, I feel like we need to bring light to this too, but it's going to be basically, it's not going to be your typical cast. So that's another thing to look out for. It's going to be a lot of newcomers. We're going to have a nice little mix in there.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. We need newcomers.
Yeah. We need people who who are working to just get a little exposure,
Right.
Yeah.
And they can express show their talents. So I'm looking forward to it because I always support everything.
So in what capacity are you working on all these projects, if you don't mind me asking?
It's all funded by yours truly. It's all
okay.
like everything. I'm
So
very
you're the producer.
hands on.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we
and
go.
then I'm gonna co-direct
That's
as well.
co-director,
so writer
and writer, producer,
And
co-director.
actually, I would like to bring light to this part as well, which is I haven't formally asked her to participate, but I'm pretty sure it's a yes. But gonna be a girl director as well.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you guys have noticed about. I don't know if anybody's ever seen a lot of things by female directors.
Yeah, it doesn't
some of
exist
those
really
things
there.
you see, but some of the best movies you watch, it's a lady directing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know
Some of the greatest franchises you don't know. So, little tidbit: Star Wars, the original trilogy. So, George Lucas wrote, a lot of the stuff. Here's the difference in quality. So, if you watch the prequels, you'll notice that the character's a little stiff. There's not like lots of emotion. There's not like those great motions parts that are tugging at you. One of the big reasons, original trilogy, his wife helped him write it. Prequels, they were divorced.
Oh.
She brought the heart to Star Wars.
Wow.
So,
I like that.
everybody, check out these series helmed by women. Because
I didn't know until
Most of them
after
are
she
good.
died that Peggy Marshall had directed some of the stuff that she
Penny
directed.
Marshall? Yeah. Everything. Half the comedies you love.
And you know who Penny Marshall is?
No.
Like she did.
She was
on
Laverne on Laverne and
Shirley.
Shirley.
Oh.
Like I know she did a later on, and what other ones did she do?
A lot of comedies. A lot of.
So basically, yeah, I mean, I love a lot of the women aspects on a lot of different movies because I believe that a lot of them bring the real intake of what women actually think, more so than what a male thinks that a woman is thinking. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to make sure I said.
What you're saying is the actual genuine female perspective, as opposed to the male's idea of what the female perspective is.
Yeah. So basically, she did. You see The Preacher's Wife?
Yes.
She directed that.
Oh, wow.
And and Big and stuff like that. So there's just a few that people don't know she did, and it's oh, I didn't know she did that until I didn't know until after she died. It took her dying for me to actually look at
Really?
her.
She did so many things. But this is great. Yes, being a mover and shaker.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
because that's the thing. The person in power. This goes way back to college. The person in power is the person who owns the means of production. Is the person who has the power. So instead of being a cog in a machine, you're running the machine. You started the machine.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
This is
BD.
good.
Thank you.
I can't wait until all this is in the open. So
Thank you.
And be like, hey, I knew back we were doing a podcast way back then, before the big production company, before that, before the awards.
before she was a
I'm interested in seeing this
multi-million now. I knew her when she was just.
Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
Yes. Put it out into the universe.
Okay, that's cool. Couple projects is cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
Something, but I'm glad you have your idea going on, and you have the progression to put it out. Progression's the wrong word.
I can't read your mind, man. So many words to use. Are you saying you're happy to see her progression from a model to producer, co-director, writer?
Yes. The progression I've seen, like from when I met you until what you're doing now, because I've always seen that drive inside of you, that you have wisdom to put stuff forward for everybody who wants to enjoy what you do. They can actually enjoy it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So that's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't think of the exact words to.
Yeah, I think you did a good job
to formulate that together. So. Actually, for this episode, we're actually running out of time.
Yeah.
A little bit. So, can you please tell the world where they can find you?
Yes.
Like where they can locate you?
Yes.
Where they, anything you want to put out there for the world to say.
To watch out for anything like that.
Get a piece of Bobbi. So.
Thank you. If anyone wants to stay in touch or keep up with my work, they can follow me on all social media. My handle is at Bobbi, BOBBI _DEAN. And I am on YouTube under officially Bobbi Dean. All of my podcast information will be connected to all of my social media. So I hope you guys check it out and enjoy.
Yeah, give it a follow.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure you follow her. She's amazing, brilliant, and as you can have heard on this podcast, why. So go out there, make sure you support her, and give her all the love and support that she deserves. If you want to follow us, we are Burbank Misfits on Twitter, Burbank Misfits on Facebook, the Burbank Misfits on Instagram. Tell me your social media.
So my Instagram is now Christopher _Willie with an IE _J.
Okay.
At Instagram, and then you can do the rest.
Okay, and then
I know this would be such a hassle changing it.
Yeah, because that's hard to remember. Anyway,
my name
CC Fitness LA on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. Follow me, Rawstarr, Twitter, Instagram, and Burbank.com or ccfitnessla.com.
Yeah.
We will talk to you next week and try to bring you some more content. Have a fantastic day.
Yeah.